Hello, I'm Jim Hale, and welcome to a very special interview with a man who needs absolutely no introduction, but we were so thrilled to find out that he was coming to Virginia for Independence Weekend to attend a wedding, and it just so happened that he landed just north of Front Royal, Virginia. So, welcome, Father James Altman.
Good to see you again. I mean, genuinely, I'm just so privileged.
Yeah,
Good to see you.
Last week we were in Minnesota. One week ago,
yeah.
here we are.
And here we are.
Right.
Yeah.
Father, bring us up to date. Everyone wants to know what
Sure.
the situation is back home in La Crosse.
Well, people keep saying, "Are you still at church?" I am. I'm surprised by this because I thought for sure a couple weeks ago would have been the end. That's what I was trying to tell my people. That's the whole point of the Pentecost Sunday homily was I was just trying to tell them, listen, they think they're trying to get rid of me, and I cannot suddenly not be here and not say goodbye to my family. What father would do that, right? Like, it's inconceivable to me. So then of course, it got kind of crazy very quickly, and so many people. Lifesite News has been part of the reason why. The Alpha News is part of the reason why. The Facebook group that set up one of the GoFundMe things, one of the reasons why, to support me. And I'll have to say to the people out there, can I look at the camera and tell them this?
Yeah,
so listen, what you've done, first of all, I have not had a moment to really genuinely thank you, but what you've done, they're going to hate me when I say this. Not them, they're going to like me, but the powers that be, the people like Blaise Supich, the people like Wilton Gregory, the people like Cardinal Tobin in Newark. Always remember there's a good Tobin in Rhode Island. They're going to hate the fact that all of a sudden, can I use this term, war chest, right? Who knew? I mean, when it got up to, I think I've said this before, when it got up to 3,000, I thought, gee, that's a lot, but that's good because it's been, quadruple that I've had to pay. And where am I going to get that kind of money? I'm just a poor priest, right? So, and then, did you know I was able to pledge a chunk to other persecuted priests that are being sidelined by people like Malloy. I told you Malloy, David. You remember this face. Listen, people, thank you for everything you continue to contribute, because I am going to help other priests who have been, unlike myself, who know how to defend myself, and that actually, I think, strikes a little terror in them. I'm going to help other priests. I'm going to help save them from these tyrants that didn't lay aside child molesters, that locked your churches and wouldn't feed you. I'm going to help them that have been, and they're being set aside because they're just Orthodox Catholics. They actually have a devotional life. They pray the rosary. They pray to our Blessed Mother. They have adoration. They might have a little incense every now and then. I'm helping them because you're helping me. So I just want you to know, not to worry. I'm helping them. So yeah, I get worked up about this, but
Father, I was in Minnesota last week covering this dissident priest.
Yes,
These men
yes.
They were distributing bumper stickers calling for marriage equality. These are Catholic priests.
Yeah, well,
that are promoting homosexual marriage.
Yeah, right.
That's where we are.
Where are you bishops now? Why aren't you after them? That's what I'd like to know. You gutless cowards, why aren't you going after them? You dare to come after me? Bring it on. I'm ready for you. No, they let those guys go free. They don't say anything. Wilton Gregory, why don't you say something about them, you coward? Oh, Blaise Supich. I don't know if you can print that, but let me tell you, you're not doing your job, and we know it. The people have had it with you. We're Catholic. We're not leaving the church. You are. Pack your bags, pals. Man, I'm sorry. You know how to push my buttons.
But Father, you said something.
Yes.
You said we're Catholic.
Yeah.
It's really not that hard.
No.
We have a deposit of faith.
Exactly.
We know what the church teaches.
Yes.
And that is our plumb line.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Deposit of faith. They have one job to do, and that's to protect the deposit of faith. Not change it to their whim and caprice. One job to do, and they're not doing their job. And we know it now. It is black and white. We know it now, and we're coming for them. Okay. We're done with them. That one job to do. You said it exactly. That's the phrase, deposit of faith. They can't change it. Pope Francis can't change it. I mean, sometimes I wonder about what he's thinking. Pachamama, are you kidding me? You bring an idol into St. Peter's? You put Luther on the stamp, who tried to change the deposit of faith? Sorry, Luther, no. And we're not celebrating you with a 500th anniversary stamp. So let's ask the Bishop of Rome. Bishops, if you got any courage at all, ask him what in the heck Luther's doing on that stamp. Yeah, you haven't heard not one of you say anything about it. Gutless cowards. Well, I hope they're hearing me in Rome. You better apologize, and I mean pronto, for Luther being on the Catholic Church's stamp. Are you kidding me? You are a disgrace. Sorry. Do you plan this?
No. We're in Virginia.
Okay,
We're in this amazing setting here in Virginia. You've come here for a wedding.
Yeah. Oh, glory be to God. You saw the family.
Yes.
They're Catholic.
Right. Yes, and this family has 12 children.
Yes.
And we're surrounded by dozens of grandchildren running around.
Yes.
I was just thinking as we were having mass down there that this is our hope. This is our hope for the future.
It is.
Right here.
Yeah, it is. There is one of the so there's 12 kids in the family, right? One I think has 8. So 8 grandchildren from that one child alone. Right. Oh, you saw the kids. It was fun. Some of them were sleeping. Good little kids. Oh gosh, I had such fun with them today.
Everything we see here requires these families. You just know when you come here, these are people who practice the Catholic faith.
They practice the faith. You saw it with your own eyes. I asked the dad, right? So it'd be what do you call the top dad? Patriarch? Yeah. Patriarch of the family? Right. I asked him, patriarch. It's such a bad word these days. God established a patriarch. If you don't like it, get out of the Catholic Church. That's his plan. You don't get to change it. So anyway, the patriarch. So I'm riding back and forth to the wedding rehearsal with this guy, right? Mr. Whitaker. Yeah. And I wanted to hear his wisdom so that I could understand better, so that I could share that wisdom with my family, my parish family, the larger family. And but he was, as holy people often are, very, not like I'm nobody special, but he did tell a couple secrets. And I saw Milo do an interview with Michael Voris here recently, and he said, I just walked in here, and there's the little things he said to Michael is what you help me understand. You just do it, right? You go into the chapel, and you pray the prayers, and I was there, right? And I prayed all these prayers, and they had like all these incredible prayers. This family does a family rosary every single day without fail. And in fact, here's something I've never heard before. Are you ready for this? So sometimes, you've got 12 kids, and they're at various ages, and teenagers sometimes have to be other places or whatever. They homeschool too, by the way. The kids had to call in on the phone so that they could participate in the family rosary.
Wow.
Just because they were gone, they didn't get a free pass here. Oh no, the Holy Rosary, and I think they tried to get to daily mass because I wanted to know what's the secret, and all of a sudden I realized the secret is just being Catholic. There it is.
It's beautiful.
I have no. Thanks enough to God that I have had this privilege. Because I didn't know these people until January. I told you, did you know that?
We met them together in the restaurant in McLean.
Yes, right. Yes. Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
Okay, Father, this is Independence Weekend. I wanted to ask you, what does America mean to you? Yeah. Growing up in the Midwest, tell me about what it means to you to be an American.
Yeah. Oh, if I could show you this week's bulletin insert about being American, what it means, our freedom, what we've been given, and when you certainly run into the people from the communist countries, the former communist countries that come here and said they love it here, and they said, do you people not understand what your government is doing exactly what the commies did to us, and you people are just clueless. They see it they said they can't understand why we don't understand. That's people are so ignorant these days of history. But I started studying Nazism and the world wars and communism when I was in 8th grade. For some reason, I was inspired to start studying this. And so when I see pictures, the war pictures especially, because those men are risking their lives for the people they love. It's so Catholic, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just Jesus on the cross. There's no greater love. And one of my best examples, unlike these bishops of today, most of them, General Patton, you follow General Patton because he led, right? And you knew even as he led you that you were very likely going to die. There was a good chance of it, right? But you did it because you knew you were dying for those people back home in the greatest country on this planet. Whatever person doesn't think we shouldn't make America great again, get out then. Get out. Go to Venezuela, you loser, you moron. So I've looked at these pictures of those valiant warriors who gave their lives, gave the last full measure, for instance, from Gettysburg Address, that we might live, that we might have freedom. Some of the pictures I have are like Memorial Day pictures or Armistice Day pictures where so other soldiers are crying because they've lost their friends in battle. And you see it in every war, devastated people. And when they come back, some maybe don't, some have most egregious wounds. Some have wounds inside that they will never get over. I mean, how many times have you heard that people don't talk about? They won't talk about their experiences, the horror of war that they saw. And why did they see the horror of war? Because they're trying to make America great, trying to keep America great, trying to keep you free. So listen, I'll defend America. I'll defend. People say, oh, you're mixing up religion in America. Listen, we're free in religion because America is free because those people paid the price. I saw them. Mel Gibson, he's been in all these incredible movies, like The Patriot, like We Were Soldiers Once. When you saw those young people, We Were Soldiers Once and young, exactly. True stories. You know what? I've gone to that at the Vietnam Memorial. I've gone to panel 3 to the right of the center, and I stood in that exact same place, and I've read those names, like John Guilligan, who gave his life. He had the baby daughter. He gave his life that we might live in freedom. I forgot where I was going with this, but it was just these. How can we not honor them? How can we not be grateful to them? How can we not try to do our part? Well, I know I was talking about Mel Gibson, so he was in that movie, right? Yeah. So I wanted to go out and visit with them and say, Mel, share with me some of this wisdom. And so what he said to me, he said, so here's the book you need to get. And it was called, it's Damaged. Anyway, it's about Australian soldiers who went to Gallipoli in World War I. And we know the slaughter that was one of his movies too. This is probably the first movie I ever saw with him. He was very young. Yeah. Peter Weir did that. His cinematography was phenomenal. Anyway, he said, get this book and read it. And it was recounts of the letters written home by all the soldiers before they left, and the peer pressure that was put on them. Like the girls wouldn't date the guys if they wouldn't sign up. They wouldn't do their part for what ended up being a ridiculous massacre. And how then you start seeing the disillusionment that is coming in the letters, right? And then you look at the footnotes. I was several pages in, like 30 pages in before I started looking at the footnotes. And you'd see like this guy said this about how he was all pumped up to go, and the girls liked it that he went. And you see down here KIA, right? Or you see down here MIA, or wounded and loss of legs or stuff. And then you see the disillusioned ones, KIA. And you suddenly realize these are real people. These are real men with real moms and dads who had to get, the notice, the telegram. That is what happened in America here 1 million times. And that says nothing about the wounded. And that says nothing about those who are wounded interiorly. And yet you get losers wanting their free handouts. There's a really, and I can sum it up this way, there's a really fun meme. And it shows a bunch of these feminazis wanting, in college age, wanting free college. Like Bernie Sanders, you moron. But there's nothing free. Somebody's paying for every last dime. God in heaven. But people are following him like lemmings, right? Oh, it's free, it's free. There's nothing free. Somebody's paying for it. Well, anyway, it shows this meme where these people are protesting because they want free college. And then the bottom half of the meme is showing a bunch of soldiers training, right? This is how you get. This is how you get your free college. You want free college, get your, what's that called? It's called a GI Bill or something like that? Yeah, go, you earn it. There's nothing free. You loser, leeches. You're leeches. That's what they are. That's a good word for it. I said that once in a homily. People got all upset. Hey, are you or are you not leeching? Are you contributing or are you leeching?
One or the other.
Yeah, well, it's one or the other, right?
Now, of course, they're taught that the founding fathers, were moral monsters.
Yeah, moral.
And so is it any wonder where we are in our country?
Oh, this is all intentional.
That the kids are taught from kindergarten on up. Yeah. America's a terrible place.
Right. Can you? Go live in Cuba. Yeah. The cars are like 50 years old and they can't get parts. Yeah. Go live in Venezuela. Well, for at least a couple days before you die in the street rioting.
Oh, you're right. And guess what? Fidel Castro wasn't too fond of homosexuals. You know?
I know. The communists never are,
No,
right?
no.
In Islam, forget it. They'll throw you off a roof.
Right.
Oh, but Christianity and its moral precepts and its patriotism, that is part of our catechism, right? You have to support the country. Yeah. Wow. We are so lost. We're so lost.
Right.
And God gave us a brain. So my point is there is no excuse for them to be that lost. They haven't done their homework.
Right. And let's be honest too, it was the Catholic Church that honored women.
Yes.
That took women out of barbarism.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Protected women. Protects them now by saying we're not going to let evil doctors kill your babies, which destroys your spirit and harms your body. Right? The Catholic Church is trying to save women, trying to save your bodies and your souls. Right?
So, Father, this is probably the fourth or fifth time I've met you now, and when I talk to people, they always.
I'm much calmer now. Have you noticed?
They always want to know what's he like.
Yeah.
And one thing I always say is that first of all, you don't look nearly your age.
Oh my gosh.
I will say your age because somebody told me your age.
Yes.
But you look like a much younger man.
Yeah. No, I'm old.
So what is it like? Do you exercise? Do you work out? Or you just are you eat healthy? Or is it just you're always burning the candle at both ends so you stay lean?
Yeah. I'm burning the candle at both ends, and the doctors are just upset with me. I had the heart attack because I worked really hard.
When did you have a heart attack? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, it was October of 2019, so it was about a year and a half ago. And I was drinking because I was trying to stay awake, and I was going to school full time. I was getting 2 more degrees, and then being a pastor, and then just, so I was drinking sometimes twice a day, 6 shots of espresso at a time.
Oh,
and
boy.
Well, and everybody said, "Oh, that's not good for you." But until I had the heart attack, nobody ever told me why. So if he explained to me why it's not good, and maybe
your blood pressure.
well, it constricts your veins.
Yeah.
That's why, right?
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's why you sweat so much.
Yes.
So Father, where do you get your energy? Where does all this stamina come from?
Well, I told you it's no longer the 6 shots of espresso because Mayo's said you just can't do that anymore, and I took them for their word. Okay, so we like to say grace, right? Grace does help. This is deep, and I wasn't expecting it, but it just came. I've said so many times since this whole crazy stuff, since the church just bowed to the godless government, that what kind of father won't feed his children? And when I say that, I still, even as I've said it 100 times, I still get choked up because I wanted so many children, and to be amongst all those children we saw to it. I mean, it's just, in one way, it's glorious, but in another way, it just cuts you, and you think, this is what I wanted. This is all I ever wanted. Yeah. So when you see families out there in your parish, and you want to be a father to them. And then today, I think, was the first day it suddenly dawned on me. It's love. That love, you will do anything if you love, unto giving your life itself. And remember Jesus, he was really tired. He was in the boat, and I think they crossed the lake, and the people chased around to the other side. And so when he got off the boat, there they were. And he said, his heart was moved with pity. I think that's the quote. His heart was moved with pity because they were like sheep without a shepherd. Mm-hmm. So you've seen sometime, even today, we got done with Mass at noon, and of course I'm in clerics, but I was sitting with the crowd, and somebody recognized me, and a bunch of other people had seen me and thought, is that him? Like, what's he doing here, kind of a thing. And then suddenly, they started to come up to me, and then all of a sudden, a crowd had come up to me. People I'd never met before in my life. And I would just as soon gone back and had a nice lunch and taken a nap, perhaps. But they were like sheep without a shepherd. And so somehow this love of God, from God, I've always called it grace. somehow moves you to be present to them, to make Christ's love present to them, which is, I think, the fundamental calling of any shepherd, any priest. So how do I do it? It's not on my own energy, but there's someday I'll talk to you about. I did allude to one of the moments in my life, those spiritual monumental moments. I think Milo was interviewing me, and I explained to him how I came to understand the infinite love of the Father. And the one story that nobody knows except a very close handful of people is how I came to understand the infinite love of Jesus. But when you do, sinner that I am, and even in my sinful state, remember Jesus said, what kind of father would give his son a snake if he asked for an egg? Sinner though you are, how great, much more so will my Father in heaven give to you, right? So sinner that I am, and I'd be the first to say it. Listen, I have never presented myself as like that Pharisee at the front. It says, thank God I'm not like those sinners back there. No, I'm one of those sinners back there. But there's this love that you'll do anything because you love them, because Christ loves through you. So whatever energy that people see, it's almost cheapens it by just calling it grace, because they'll say like, oh, amazing grace, I'm saved by grace. Wait a minute, no, you're saved by the love that brings you the grace, and so it's out of love. I mean, you can hear there's little voices out there right now. I want to be with them. Yeah. Why wouldn't I? And I've said it before that when they shut us, when they locked the churches, that it was hard on the people. They couldn't come to church, but they were coming to receive. Yeah. But it was just as hard on the priests who would look out into the empty space and not have their family. No, they're my family. They're any priest's family. God, how do they expect us to live if we can't be with our family? I think so. If that is the answer to where the energy comes from, it's nothing but love.
Father, I know you have millions of people that are praying for you. Right?
Yeah.
They all want to. How are you doing? How are you handling all this? This has got to be tough.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll throw in that grace word again. I guess. What I'm more than anything is just annoyed that why don't HQ just leave me alone? Why? Because nobody, I said it right to Bishop's face. Nobody would be listening to me for 2 seconds if I wasn't speaking the truth. So it's not that here's the message. It's not that I'm so great, because I'm not. It's that they're so bad. Because it's like Jesus said in the parable that, after you've done all you're supposed to do, just say I'm a useless servant because I've only done all that I'm supposed to do. So all I'm doing is what I'm supposed to be doing. And but that contrasts rather starkly night and day with those who aren't doing their job, who aren't being Catholic, who aren't teaching the people the faith, these people are starving. That's what you've heard me say it, that from all over the world, starving. And so, what was the question? I forgot.
How are you doing?
Oh, how am I doing? Okay, so
how are you holding up?
So to all those people that every single time that they've sent a little letter or a note, I'm struggling to get through them all, because since Pentecost it's been thousands, but every note that gets sent, it says. So what I say to everybody is, thank you for your witness of faith to me, because I'm not alone, and they know now that they're not alone, because you had Catholics all over the world saying, am I crazy? Am I just wrong on this? I'm feeling alone because everybody else seems to be thinking I'm the loser. No. You're not alone. I'm not, and you're showing me that I'm not alone. And so I don't care what Blaise Supich has to say. I couldn't care less. People of Chicago, you shouldn't either, because he let you down, and he hasn't yet apologized. I don't care what Wilton Gregory or McElroy out and whatever, or who's the guy in San Antonio who's doing some crazy stuff, or who's the guy now at the head of. Is he the head of the CDF? It begins with the letter V. He's a cardinal over there now. That said, don't bring up the bit about how it's don't give communion to people like Joe Biden, right? You don't talk about that. Are you kidding
Yes.
me? So it begins with the letter D, I'm pretty sure. I don't care what they have to say. What I care is about what the Catholic person has to say. And Catholics, united, will not take this anymore. We're standing up and fighting this. I think I've sort of coined a phrase, not one more penny. Yeah, so, yeah.
And when you say that, you're saying no more money, no more
Right.
tithing
Right.
to these bad bishops.
Exactly. Done. We're done with you.
Right.
Yeah, and the only thing, they're not going to get it, see? Because, it's just those are just a few of these rabble-rousers, they're just a few malcontents. Well, when they start getting the mail that I'm getting, and each one is one page with 4 big red letter words, not one more penny, when that starts showing up at their chancery, maybe they'll wake up and say, hey, we have abandoned these people, and they have had it.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Where do you think all this is going to go? Do you think enough of a fire has been lit that we're going to really see an impact?
Yeah.
Or will the people just kind of acquiesce again? And
like we've always done.
And move on, right? Or do you sense that really that we're at a tipping point now and people have had enough?
Yes, I do.
Enough people have had enough.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Enough people have had enough. Yes, I do. And the reason I say that is because, first of all, all the things that I have received in terms of letters and emails and texts and contributions to the fund that's going to support priests that will be honest. You look at like Rockford, Illinois, David Malloy. He's at least 12 priests, 12 good priests he has sidelined, meaning that they can't give communion to the people. They can't, hear their confessions. They have no posting. He has sidelined the good priests, right? He's the spawn of Rembrandt Weekland. You know that, right? Yeah, and we know who he is, who still hasn't apologized properly. That I had no clue about any of this. That there were so many persecuted priests out there, until all of a sudden this all broke, even since Pentecost, and now they all know, and the people who knew them know what these tyrants have done, and so what I think my personal evaluation seems to be that the dam has broken, and this flood is going to come in greater and greater flood. And they're going to be caught like deer in headlights, not know what hit them, because for decades they sat in their little ivory towers, as the saying goes, and be little tyrants that they are, not realize that the people are paying attention. And they did the one thing they never should have done, which was abandon them and deny them the sacraments. I mean, you just saw the new lawsuit comes out now against the NAC and all those people. What would Cardinal Dolan's involved in this. Some other good names of people that I thought were great. And as each revelation comes on, you realize these people they didn't lay aside child molesters, like I like to say. They didn't take away their faculties. They put them in new places, even after what they did, and they knew they did it. But look they backed McCarrick, and to this day they haven't called out each other, the losers that have covered up. They haven't done that yet, have they?
Well, all you had to see was that you had Roger Mahoney Supich on the altar when Wilton Gregory was installed as the Archbishop of Washington, D.C.
Yeah. You need know nothing more than those 3 brood of vipers were up there. That's all you need to know.
The arrogance.
They're so arrogant. They don't. That's a good way to put it. Arrogant in their pride, don't realize that we've had enough. And we have had enough, and we will not be silenced again. So, wow. I mean, that picture alone, but when you see, I could go on, but when you see the beach ball put on the altar, right, over by who, when you see the Pachamama, because listen, we've had enough. That's how arrogant they are. They think that they can get away with murder.
No, Father, I was there when we had the opening mass of the Pan-Amazonian Synod, when they unfurled all their Marxist banners right under the altar and started singing all their political songs. And
wow.
Yeah.
Can I say? God damns that. Okay, He damns that, and those who do it damn themselves.
Do you think when you saw that video, this was in October
Yeah.
or this was actually in late September
Yeah.
of 2019.
Right.
I was there.
Right.
When you saw, these tribal members bowing down
Yeah.
to this
Yes.
idol with the Holy Father watching.
The Father.
Is that the kind of thing?
The Father.
Yes.
Let's-
Yes. Can that
okay.
unleash demons? Do you? I mean,
Oh.
Is that?
Okay, what did Pope St. Paul VI say? The smoke of Satan has entered, right? And we're seeing it in living color.
Right.
Of all that multicolored little thing there where they're all bowing down, and there sits the Bishop of Rome, letting it happen under his very nose, watching it, participating in it, and not decrying it, not condemning it. How dare you, Bishop of Rome? How dare you take over what that is Jesus Christ's church, and how dare you, what's abomination? You bring the abomination into the temple. How dare you? Oh,
And
God in heaven, come, Lord Jesus, come.
Come.
Yeah.
Amen. So, Father, I know I want to let you get back down with the
Yeah.
wedding.
Okay,
party and
sure,
everything.
yeah.
So we kind of crashed the party.
Yeah.
Here.
No, thank you.
But, our Paris correspondent Jean Smith just wrote this story
Yep.
about how the FSSP, the Fraternity of St. Peter in France, is now being forced
Yes.
to offer the Novus Ordo
Right.
Mass.
Right.
There's clearly an attack on the Latin Mass going on right now.
Right.
Where is all this heading?
Yeah, okay, but part of this is because they're getting support in Rome.
Yeah.
So may I be crystal clear
Yes,
again?
please do.
So the reason the FSSPs they're trying to force them to do it, right, is because they're listen. The reason why they're afraid of it. You see, look at those families, right? I 75% of my baptisms. I just had another one, a 2-day-old on Wednesday, 2 days old, baby baptized from the extraordinary form in my parish. They're afraid of it because we convict them and we reveal to the world their foul, godless, contemptible stuff they do, right? So this is my word to the French bishops. God damns that because you're leading people astray. You are false shepherds of the church. Get out because we're Catholic and we're staying. You're the ones that are leaving. Yeah. Well, you did that on purpose.
Yeah,
we were just talking about kids outside and you asked that question.
Now, Father, I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
I told you before,
Yeah.
I only entered the church 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And you know what? For some reason, I love the church more than ever. I don't know. I had the privilege of being with your congregation for 4 days just a few weeks ago.
Yes.
That was the most beautiful thing, to be with your people and to see how much they love you. They talked about you, not having to schedule an appointment. People can, they know where you live.
Yeah, they know where my sacristy door is because it's just constant.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But it was really beautiful. And I stood in line for the confession with you, and there was 6 people ahead of me, and I would say the average time was probably 10 minutes in the confession.
I know they still wait, even though listen, it was 2.5 hours on Saturday.
But
that's there.
It was wonderful, and it just made me. I just knew that this is crazy. It's chaotic. We actually shouldn't be surprised because it's all there for us, and all we have to do is read our Bibles, and the history of the Christian church is not one of prosperity.
Right.
It's pain and suffering
Yes.
and persecution.
Yes.
And here we are. But thank you for being such a warrior, such a fighter, so faithful, and I've seen it. I've been with you. I've been out in the Midwest. 3 of the last 4 weeks, I've been with the people, and it is so awesome to be around all these Midwestern Catholics who are just fired up right now.
Yes, they are.
They really are. So, God bless you, Father.
Well, thank you so much. We're in this together.
Yes, we are. We pray for you every single day at lifesite on our prayer call.
Yeah.
We love you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah. But for it's through people like lifesite and you and that the message does get out, because this is how they've been able to punish all the priests in the past that were just simply being Catholic. There was no I call it now notoriety, because that's the way they look at it, the people that hate me. But somehow you're spreading the message. Lifesite News is spreading the message, and John Henry Weston's been doing that for years now, right? And the truth, but not many people were listening, because you know why? Because they were complacent, because it didn't have they could still go to church. You know that this is what the bishops don't understand. When they locked the churches, was the final straw that broke the camel's back, and the camel's back is broken, and they still don't get it in their arrogance. So. Now people are listening to LifeSite and saying, hey, these people knew what they were talking about all along. Hallelujah. Yeah, thank you.
We're going to see you at the retreat.
We are, yes,
Right.
yes.
In August.
Yeah. All right. God bless you always. Thank
Father,
you.
Can you give us a blessing
I
on
can.
the way out, right?
Yes.
Right.
The Lord be with you. And through the intercession of St. John Vianney, patron saint of priests, through the intercession of the great saint martyrs who gave their lives to heal people, like St. Damien of Molokai, like St. Aloysius Gonzaga. Through the intercession of our modern saints who gave their lives, Blessed Miguel Pro, St. Jose Luis Sanchez del Rio, to stand up for Catholicism against the government, even when shepherds of the church cowed to the government. Through the intercession of the Holy Family, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, may Almighty God bless you all, the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Father.
You're welcome. Thank you.